sometimes, I don't know if it's shyness, if it's pride or ego, they're just scared of asking somebody a simple question of like, how are you doing today? And that matters a lot. It's something that's beautiful. Haven't you noticed that, with, okay, I don't know, in movies or something, or TV shows, a couple normally asks each other, how was your day? And it looks like a mundane, simple thing. They're just, building conversation. No, it's not. Because you don't know how their day was. People actually create strong bondages through emotional stories or experiences. It's crazy how one call, one text, one voice note, one video call, one type of content to a specific person who is dear to you, how much it means to them. The impact that has on a person is kind of crazy. And that's crazy. Hey guys, hope you're well. Most importantly, hope that you are 24 and keeping things better than before. Being 24 and better than before. And yeah, today, good spirited. I feel good. I am amazing. I don't know why. It's a new day, bro. It's a new day. And yeah, man, shout out to you. Hope you are well wherever you are on this global earth. And you're keeping things better for yourself, loving yourself, making yourself smile in the morning, and, loving yourself, and loving somebody else at the same time, because, treat somebody the way you want to be treated. And that's it, right? It's crazy how one call, one text, one voice note, one video call, one type of content to a specific person who is dear to you, how much it means to them. The impact that has on a person is kind of crazy. And that's crazy. Do I have friends? Yes, I do have friends. Do I have a romantic person that I'm with? Here, there. Yes, we made an episode about it. I think it was episode, I don't know what, 15, 30, no, 15 was 15. Yeah, it was episode 15. And yeah, 2 episodes later, your boy is like, working on something. Yeah, I am. So like, I would say that I'm there. I don't know for how long though, because it's anything is possible, right? I would say that the maintenance of relationships is something that is not talked about. That's what inspired this episode. Your friends, your special person. But let's start small. Let's make it small. I don't want to make it into something bombastic and overwhelming to some of y'all. So let's talk about the relativity of everything. Okay, I'm gonna create a small example. Something small for every one of y'all, so that things become easier. We all have friends, right? You have a friend, maybe 1, 2, 3, right? So I believe that, there are those relationships whereby between friends, whereby the more you guys, the more the distance between you guys, the relationship becomes stronger, or because you guys have the same, reciprocation, y'all understand each other's situation, and you're like, oh, okay, I know he's there, but then I can reach out to him and be like, yo, bro, are you good? And then y'all recoup, and then everything becomes fine, okay? And then you have those friends whereby, you gotta keep on checking on them and maintaining that, working on it. Hey, yo, dog, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. This is what's happening in my life. This is it. Sharp. Cool. And now, I think I've been on both. Those are my reality. I have friends who like, okay, you gotta check on them. Like, yo, how you doing? Are you well? Cool, sharp. And then I have friends whereby I wouldn't talk to them for months. And then when I check on them, they're like, yeah, dog, I'm cool. There's no problem. According from my perspective, there's no problem. Because if there's a problem, you should talk about it. If you don't talk about it, I wouldn't know about it. So now, how does this have to do with the maintenance of a relationship? Like I said when I started this episode, like I said, one call, one text, one how are you doing, one video note, one voice note can have a interesting impact on a human being. I'm serious, because people take it for granted. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the battle of power or whatever, that you want people to come to you. But what about you going to them and actually taking your time to be like, no, dog, how are you doing? You'll be surprised at how much how are you doing? That's 4 words. Those 4 words actually mean a lot to somebody. They feel like actually there's somebody out there on this world of plus 2 billion people. Wait, how many people are on Earth? Wait, let me check this out. How many people are on Earth? Wait, hold up. Typing. How many people are on Earth? Okay, so how many people in the world? Oh my gosh, over 8.3 billion people. Okay, that's a lot. So 4 words can change somebody's, day. It's crazy, and this is what inspired this episode. I'm a person who literally, when you ask me how am I doing, I feel like it's a genuine, it's not small talk. I feel like you're asking because obviously depending on who's asking, but then let's say it's somebody that, we talk maybe once a week via the phone or in person. When they ask how you doing, it's a connection. It's like you guys are reconnecting and be like, oh, okay, this is how I'm doing. Because I also believe that people actually create strong bondages through emotional stories or experiences. Because it opens up the opportunity for somebody to be like, oh, dude, he's struggling with this. How can I help? There's already a problem emotionally. You can help, or maybe you've helped by you listening to them. You understand what I mean? So it's actually important to ask somebody, how are you doing? Now, what happens if you don't? Here's the thing, for the people who like to be approached by people and you want to be pursued by people and be like, oh my king, how are you doing? Oh my king, oh my king, oh my king. Dude, wake up. It's not like that. Nobody's gonna come to you unless you go to them. Vice versa. Somebody gotta start somewhere, because I don't know where it's coming from. It from my witness, it happens in romantic relationships whereby now, the guy is all like, okay, fiery. I want her to come to me. I want her to do this first. But what about you? What are you gonna give her, bro? Because it should reciprocate between the two of y'all. You understand? Now, let's get into it. I think I think everything is kind of clear, right? Is it? It should be. Okay. Let's talk about the maintenance of relationships, which is today's episode. Maintenance of relationships. I feel like it's something that's so crucial that it's never spoken about. Many people, yes, we do grow apart. Yes, we do. We all have our own different paths. But since that's the case, it doesn't mean that you have no right to maintain whatever relationship you have with the next person. And vice versa. You understand? Maintaining a relationship shows love. I will repeat that again. Maintaining a relationship shows love. Whether it's to your friend, mother, your dad, your cousin, your granddad, anybody. Literally anybody. So maintenance, we all know what it is. The grass is big and tall. You cut it. Maintenance. Let's try to maintain that. What happens when you maintain a relationship? It's kind of interesting. It shows compassion and love, like I said. We have people who they meet, fast, and then yes, obviously when people meet, it's more of what can you give me and what can I give you. It can be emotionally, it can be spiritually, physically, maybe assisting somebody to carry bags, and then yeah, Joe, I'll take you there, get our kapa, akna flop, sharp. And then after that moment, it's okay, it can continue on, but somebody can ask for your number and be like, yo, dog, you seem like a cool guy, ba 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 ba. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Switch numbers, and then y'all talk. And then, yes, there will be a point whereby you guys stop talking, but then literally asking them on a random day or calling them, or, dude, the random thing is what matters. The thought and the action count. Just ask them the 4-letter words, how are you doing? And then just say, just checking on you. Literally, it creates a certain bondage. Yes, you have to do it consistently, because I have people on my phone that, once a week. I have somebody that I check on once a week. I have somebody that I used to talk to every single Tuesday. We'll be like, oh, let's hop on a call. Every Tuesday we'll talk. And then with one person every single week, I would I would text like once a week, how are you doing? How's school? How are you doing? How is your well-being? Are you well? And that's it. And then I started realizing a pattern that they did the same upon me. Then I'm like, oh dang, the maintenance now, it's on autopilot. They do it and I do it. And then it becomes a norm whereby like every single week in your mind it's like, oh dang, there's that person, I didn't check on them today. How are they doing? I'm curious, I'm concerned. The maintenance of relationship comes with concern. You personally will start caring for somebody because you really care. You're not trying to, I don't want to say manipulate for your own advantage, but it's literally love. Maintenance is love, and yes, the lack of maintenance in relationships, it comes with a lot of pain. It comes with a lot of the opposite of compassion. I don't know what it is, but it comes with a lot of doubt. It comes with a lot of unassurity or something. I don't know if that's a word. Unassurity. Okay, guys. So unassurity is not a word, but there's unassuring. But then let's just say you're not sure literally what's happening between you and that person. You feel this heavy weight of like, should I or should I not? Which goes back to the example that I made of like the guy who wants somebody to pursue them. Why don't you pursue them to make things easy, to start that momentum, to start the beginning and the flow of everything? Because like I feel like in relationships, it's like a boat. Literally, it's like is it a kayak or what? It's the boat that has like it has the rowers on it. You row it. So a relationship to me is like literally it's two people who are on a ship and they are rowing that ship in one direction. Yes, it's possible that like one goes the opposite direction, then the boat starts tilting and now it's like, Joe, we rang, yeah, that is part of a relationship. So now if you want somebody to row in the same direction as you have to communicate that. Yo, bro, this is it. I'm checking on you. Oh, for real? Oh, yeah. And now that's it. You repeat it, make it a cycle. Then now you realize that people come to you. They're like, yo, bro, what's happening? Are you well? No, I'm good. Yourself, sharp. Now you are maintaining the relationship. The lack of that it's nothing that I would say it's nice, because with my experience is that things become weird. It's like I recall having this moment whereby it was an old high school friend and I was genuinely checking on her, but then not consistently. We'll be like, okay, I will check on her this month. 3 months later I check on her, then 4 or 5 months later I check on her. And there was this day I remember I checked on her and then she's like, what do you want? And then I'm like, it was kind of odd, so it was kind of weird, I was like, dang, oh man, I took my time to check on you and that's the response I get. And then I was like, dang, that was painful, I won't lie, it was. And then I was like, oh dang, okay, cool. Then I backed away. And then as the years went by, we kept tabs, we kept talking. Sorry about that, guys, I hit the mic. We kept on talking every single day. Not every single day, but then there was a rhythm. And then I remember telling her that like, yo, bro, remember, I will remember hitting you up. I remember hitting you up, and you were like, what do you want? And then she's like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry, it came out wrong. It was more like, what is happening? Then I was like, oh, okay, I understand that. You understand? So guys, maintaining a relationship is important. Both it's a teamwork type of thing. One needs to help the other. If not, one needs to take the first step. You have to be brave about it, because there's some people, well, in my world, from my perspective, I realize that there's more people who are shy to take the first step or the next step. Oh no, actually the first step. I understand that. I do, for real. I'm a guy. It's the same thing with approaching women that you are interested in talking to, and you want to get to know them because they attracted you. But that's a topic for another day. I don't know. It might come up. Inspiration and stuff. Okay, I would like to interfere this episode by saying, if you guys are enjoying this episode, please share it with somebody that you know who might find it useful. And then if you're new around, please follow us and hit the bell icon on Spotify. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit the bell icon to know when we release the next episode. So why is relationship maintenance important? It's not only important, but I believe that it adds a bit of specialty between two people. Because the moment you maintain something, it means that you are aware of its existence and you want to see it prolong into something beautiful or long lasting or valuable. So basically, the moment you maintain a relationship, the other person or you yourself, it means that that person is valuable to you. So why is relationship maintenance important? Because from the emotional perspective, it's like you are actually allowing certain feelings that you are feeling to get out and then to be received by another person. And when they do the same, you're gonna see that like, oh dude, we actually click. Shout out to that. And it also gets to show the signs of importance. It shows that this person to you, or whoever they are, it shows how important they are to you, and they get to realize that they're like, dang man, this man, like, he's always doing this girl is always doing this, my mom, my dad is always doing this, because they're maintaining the relationship status that is current at the moment. And it's, like I said, a sign of love. The question why it's important, it's quite I don't want to say diverse or complicated. It just has different perspectives to it. However, with me is that like, I think that it just keeps the fire burning, and you get to make the other person realize that they are valuable to you, and vice versa, and it's just part of living, man. If you love somebody for how they are, or you want to keep that same love or expand it and improve it, you gotta maintain the relationship. That's how I see it. Comment sections are available for you guys to comment and tell me what you think. Welcome to Reddit Reacts. Okay, this person is asking, what's your best piece of advice for having/maintaining a good relationship? And then they say, mine would be to remember that the little things go a long way. Not every display of love needs to be a grand showing with fireworks and music. Sometimes as simple was just thinking of you and wanted to tell you I love you, text, or stopping at the store to buy your partner's favorite snack is more than enough. What are your best pieces of advice to having relationships stay strong and work out in the long run? Okay, here we go. I think, I believe as well. Think and believe in it. Dang, bro. And my voice is changing. What the heck is happening? Okay, this is how I see it. Well, I'm gonna take it in my mind, the word relationship for me, it's broad. I don't only talk about romantic side. I also talk about friendships, your co-workers, or like whoever you have in relation with, So for me, let's start with the basics. Your friend. I believe that listening is the most important part, because to keep or maintain a good relationship, you need to listen to this person. The moment you start doing that, the more they are giving you the key parts of their personality, of what they like, what they would like to do with you, or like it's the little things. And then the moment, not that you take advantage of it, but then you as a human being, you would respond with you doing things that they like. You understand? And then it's vice versa. And then in a romantic relationship, it's the same thing. Listening helps. However, in a romantic relationship, I take it more serious because I see it as a long-term thing, not a hook up type of thing. I don't see it like that. For me, it's something that's long-term based. And with a romantic relationship, since it's two different genders or a whole different person, and you have to love and cater for them because they are their own beast. You have to tame it, and they also have to tame you. It's a matter of communication, I believe, as well as a matter of listening to one another and being there for one another. And it's the little things, literally, as old pirate 52 has said. That's the username. People have weird names. I like it. Okay, that's it. It's the little things. As much as funny enough, coincidentally today, but then it was based on a different topic. My friend told me that they prefer the littlest thing. It's the littlest thing. The fact that you thought about it and you did something about it, you delivered that thought to that person, it will create a sense of engagement. They're like, oh, flip, he got me candy today. It's one candy, but nobody got me candy today. That's how it works. Same thing with your friend. Dude, same thing. Oh, dude, he loves playing maybe soccer or something. I don't know, maybe grab him a pair of socks, Nike socks. Yo, bro, I bought you this. But then it shouldn't be on an exchange type of thing. No, it should just be out of love and just love. And then, yeah, that's how I see it. And then for both statuses, whether it's friendship or romantic relationships, I'm not sure about marriage because that's a whole nother thing. I believe that if two people wanna make it work, they should have the foundations right, which is communication, listening, understanding, and being able to be there for one another, even though things are moving rapid in today's time. But then make time for that person. Call them for 30 seconds. Literally, a simple "how are you" is the little thing that will actually, it will do many things for you. That's why, like I said, maintenance of relationships is important because it's the little things that people don't do today. Like the I don't know. Maybe I'm too judgmental. If I sound judgmental, forgive me, but it's what I feel. And do I see it? Not in my life, but in people's lives, whereby, people sometimes, I don't know if it's shyness, if it's pride or ego, they're just scared of asking somebody a simple question of like, how are you doing today? And that matters a lot. It's something that's beautiful. Haven't you noticed that, with, okay, I don't know, in movies or something, or TV shows, a couple normally asks each other, how was your day? And it looks like a mundane, simple thing. They're just, building conversation. No, it's not. Because you don't know how their day was, how they feel. Because maintaining a relationship comes with the responsibility and the ability to know how somebody feels, and they end up trusting you with whatever they're feeling, and they have a chance of believing as well that this person will give me good advice that I can use in my life. Maintaining a relationship, another bonus is that you can help another person feel better and do better in the future, being 24 and better than before. You get what I mean, guys? But then, yeah. And then there's a comment that says here, this is a comment by Objective Candle 3478. Another weird username. I love it. And I'm not being sarcastic. They just make me laugh, Okay, cool. Moving on. Communication is the key. Finding out what each other expects and wants out of a relationship. Then seeking out how each other wants to show and receive love. Just because you receive love in a certain way, don't expect everyone to be the same. That's not to say that if they receive love or show love in different ways, they don't know what love is. Never assume anything from each other or try to look for any negative aspects from each other. Also, another piece of advice I would give, and something I understood sooner, is when entering a new relationship slash dating, it's good to always remember you are each other's escape from the everyday. What I mean is, part of what I think is attractive is that someone sees you as different and unique, that you embody to a certain degree what they want in their lives. They deep down have a personality or trait they wish to live. However, life for whatever reason gets in the way, and they may feel as if situations around them are preventing them from being that person. They created a daily routine for themselves as a means to either survive, cope, or just live. That person then comes along, then fuels and sets off the spark in them. You have turned into their escape from the norm and daily routine of life, and in turn, you see them that way too. You are each other's escape. But then, some people, in order to feel accepted and loved, think they have to be part of that partner's daily routine and life. So they jump the gun, wanting to label what they have, hold people to commitment, and try to concrete something in stone, relationships slash marriage. Basically, someone goes from being an escape to just being part of their daily routine and grind. However, that person wanted an escape from their usual, not being thrust back into it again. So, when in a new relationship, just concentrate on being each other's escape. Focus on adventure and doing the new and exciting. Everything else will just fall into place naturally. You don't need to push for commitment or labels, as it will just happen if you both are having a fun life together. Both of you wanted a relationship to sculpt a new life routine together, not fit into a pre-existing one. That is when boredom sets in and the feeling of love erodes. Just have fun together, think of the now, and everything will just happen on their own. Don't try to just grab straws. Have faith and trust each other's journey and commitment level. Learn to respect and trust each other's intentions. Respect yourself too, because when you fully respect yourself, then you can respect one another. I like that very much. And this one falls more on the romantic side. And okay, now I have a weird mindset, guys, but I think that in order for people to get to a romantic status, there has to be that friendship in it a bit. There has to be that friendship. Friendship actually is the basis of many relationships, whether it's with your co-workers, okay, not your boss, but also with your romantic partner, or partner per se. And that's how I see it. Okay. This is the last story, guys. What's the key to maintaining friends? This person says here, so what's the key to maintaining friends? So I've got a normal set of social skills. However, they don't connect, so to say. I know how to talk to people and generally be likable, though I can't put it to good use. I have never been able to maintain friends. I never liked texting, so texting back has been a pain for me, but I'm changing it. I realized that by answering on my laptop, that somehow makes it a lot easier for me. However, I need to know the following. How often should I be texting someone to remain likable and relevant in their lives? Once a day? Once a week? How do other people take it when you remember certain events of their lives, or when you bring up a topic that you discussed the previous time? I don't understand other people's emotions very well, but how do you feel when someone remembers the things you said? What's a normal pattern for working childless adults in terms of meeting up? Should I look for once a week, once every 2 weeks? Maybe I should just go with the flow and approach when something arises. Okay, guys, so there's a comment under the Reddit that I just read. That's no hard rule. You invest in the friendship you want. I've gone months without seeing some friends that I love because we either busy or I'm trying to connect and get to know other people. Everyone's different. Some friends want to text a few times a week. There's friends I talk to daily, and those daily friends, there's been times where I don't talk to them for weeks. It depends on where you are in life. If you want to connect with people in general, then reach out. I've learned that it's okay to ask people, hey, how's your weekend? Or if they did something like a concert, ask how it went. I've learned that most people don't mind that. And if they don't reciprocate back or engage, then don't take it too hard and move on. That's it. And I fully support that. I fully support that. And okay, I'm gonna try answering the first question, which is I need to know the following. How often should I be texting someone to remain likable and relevant in their lives? Okay, with me personally, like I said, it's not a must to text them. But then if you want to maintain that friendship, just send a text that is brief. You greet them, how are you doing? Just checking in. Easy. Like maybe you can do it twice a week. Maybe start once and then expand on that and then see where it goes, and then if to see if like you are likable or relevant in their life, they will do the same. Or like you'll notice a little change and you're like, oh, okay. And then the next question is, how do other people take it when you remember certain events of their lives? Okay, that is the point that I was talking about. The moment you listen and you are aware of the information that somebody has shared with you, it's a signal to them that you listen to them when they speak and share, and that builds trust. It's a matter of trust, and you are reliable. People can be like, oh, dude, Sipo, literally, I know if I can talk to him, he will understand. And they will understand and they will give me another perspective, or they care about me, that they want to hear me out. You understand? And then the next question is, when you bring up a topic that you discussed the previous time. When you bring up a topic that you discussed the previous time, like I said, it's a matter of, that means you care about that topic, and they will react in a sense of like, oh, this person listened, they listened, and like I said, you become reliable. You understand? And then it says I don't understand other people's emotions very well, but how do you feel when someone remembers the things you said? I mean, for me personally, I would say that it's a matter of they are doing what I do. I like being listened to, and it's like, okay, that no pun intended. No, I'm being for real, guys. I personally, I like listening to people. So if somebody does the same for me, I feel like, okay, it's reciprocal. It's something that I'm forever grateful for, because, in today's time, I would say that, finding someone to trust, it can be hard. I'm not speaking from trauma, but it's just the honest truth. I mean, you were raised not to talk to strangers, then, you meet a stranger, and then this person like literally is there for you genuinely, in and out. You be like, whoa, man, what did I ever do to deserve this person in my life? So just be grateful for it. Be grateful and share your gratitude with that person. Let them know, because you are maintaining the relationship. And then the last question is, what's a normal pattern for working adults in terms of meeting up? I think that one in South Africa, okay, in my life, okay, let me just be honest. The moment y'all create a group chat for that meetup, y'all is never gonna meet up for real. However, like if y'all are serious, well, I mean, you can okay, for someone like myself who likes taking the extra mile, and because I want to, it's my love for that person. Let's just say it's a group of guys. I think that it's best that y'all just, okay, but then the normal pattern. What is the normal pattern for working adults in terms of meeting up? The normal pattern is this: you mention something, ask them if they're interested, are you in or are you out? And then they will answer. And then maybe you can also offer an alternative of like, what are you thinking? The moment you ask somebody, what are you thinking about this idea, they feel included instead of being told that, dude, we are going. Are you coming or are you not? That's like a statement in a sense. So the moment you just like, dude, I have this idea. What do you think? Will you be able to make it? Now you are involving them. You're not telling them to be involved. Two different things. You understand? And for meetups, I don't think that you all should meet every single week because people work hard and then they get tired. Saturday and Sunday is resting time and then it's Monday again. So maybe you can meet maybe every twice a month on every single Saturday to keep things fair and to keep things fair with time and finances, you know. But if it's nothing huge whereby that person lives like literally not like 10 minutes away, it's a 10-minute drive, then you guys can organize something, you know. I mean, if you are friends with this person, there has to be something y'all are linked to, you know. And that's how I see, you know, that's how I see it. And just always tap in. Yo, how are you doing? I'm just checking in. Oh, I'm calling you just to check in. But don't do it too much because now it's like you're not giving them time or space to breathe. And when you're maintaining relationships, guys, I'm not saying that the moment you do these things, the person that you want them to like you, they will like you. No, it's a matter of being able to understand the value and finding the value in a relationship that you currently have, noticing it and making it work, you know, maintaining that value and adding more value onto that, you know. Because the moment you are like, okay, I have to manipulate the situation so that this person becomes my friend, and so that, you know, that is not gonna actually work because that is fake. You understand? And I believe, like I said, it's love at the end of the day. Love is abstract and it will flow naturally. If somebody appreciates your maintenance, they should let you know, or their actions will let you know. That's how I see it. Tell me what you guys think. This is the end of the episode, by the way. I am, you know, grateful for this moment. I feel happy. I feel open. Yeah, I feel positive. You know, I hope you guys are better than before. Please share the episode if you found this information useful. If it's not, comment sections are available. Let's talk about it. Let's engage with one another. And yeah, man, I'm glad to make this episode for you guys. And yes, sir, I'm gonna say it. B24 be better than before. And yeah, we are out. Catch you guys on the next episode.